A one-person business operates on a strict one-to-one ratio. Every dollar earned requires a specific unit of human presence. For the solo operator, growth eventually hits a wall where there are simply no more hours left to sell. This calendar represents the standard workload for an active home inspector. Over the course of a year, a single professional can typically manage 240 full property inspections. Each one of those 240 dots represents a 4-hour commitment. This isn't just time spent on site. It includes documenting every finding and manually compiling the final report. Across the year, those blocks stack up into 960 hours dedicated purely to site walking and mechanical reporting. These 960 hours function as a hard revenue ceiling. Because the inspector's physical presence is required for every minute of that time, there is no room to increase output without sacrificing the quality of the work. Reaching this limit prevents the business from scaling. To take on more clients, the operator is usually forced to hire additional staff, triggering the costs of payroll, extensive new employee training, and daily team management. The solo inspector stops growing because they reach the maximum possible utilization of their time. Project Aidra is a software tool designed to change that utilization rate by automating the heavy lifting of the reporting process. The annual cost for the Adra Espec Basic Plan is $2,388. For a business owner watching every dollar, a $2,000 annual subscription is a significant line item. The decision to invest depends entirely on the return it generates. While traditional bookkeeping labels this as a software expense, capacity modeling treats it as a capital investment in labor efficiency. To find the true value, we have to look past the price tag and measure exactly how many hours of manual labor the software removes from the inspector's schedule. Adra integrates into the workflow by replacing manual note-taking and photo sorting with an AI-driven interface. By generating the bulk of the technical report automatically during the walkthrough, it removes the need for hours of desk work after the inspection is over. Because the software automates these repetitive clerical tasks, the total time required for an inspection drops by an average of 70%. With the AI handling the documentation, the inspector completes the same 4-hour job in just 1.2 hours. This returns 2.8 hours of capacity to the inspector for every single property they visit. Multiplying that efficiency across the 240 inspection baseline creates a significant surplus of reclaimed time. Based on standard labor rates for the industry, those reclaimed hours represent a total annual labor saving of $30,912. This isn't just a minor speed improvement. The software creates a massive $30,000 labor surplus by completely automating the most time-consuming part of the job. Now we can run the final numbers to see the actual return on that $2,300 investment. We start with the $30,912 in labor value and subtract the annual cost of the Adra subscription. The result is a net annual savings of $28,524. The software generates enough time savings to pay for its entire annual cost in the very first month of use. This results in a final return on investment of 1,194%. An ROI of this scale changes the math of a solo business. It allows the owner to increase volume significantly without adding the overhead of a second employee. The inspector can now complete their work early in the afternoon, using reclaimed hours to either scale the business or reclaim their personal time. The 1,200% return provides a direct path to growth that bypasses the traditional constraints of manual reporting and solo labor.